The Doctor is a legend woven throughout history. When disaster comes, he's there. He brings the storm in his wake. And he has one constant companion.
Who's that?
Death.
Welcome to Crawford-Clark Close-Up season of Doctor Who reviews and rankings. In the run-up to the debut of Series 11 of Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker in the title role, kicking off on the BBC later in 2018, we're going back over all the Doctor's adventures since the Time Lord returned to our screens back in 2005. We'll be looking at the adventures of David Tennant, Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi over the next few months, but our first video is a ranking of our top 5 Christopher Eccleston episodes of Doctor Who. Having last been seen on our screens back in 1996 in Doctor Who the movie with Paul McGann in the eponymous role, it would be 7 years before the BBC started discussions about reviving Doctor Who. In 2004, a year before its return on the BBC, 41-year-old Lancashire-born Christopher Eccleston was announced as the 9th incarnation of the Time Lord, and former pop star turned TV actress Billie Piper would be the Doctor's new fresh-faced companion. Russell T Davies would be the showrunner, bringing the Doctor back for a whole new 21st century audience with a vibrant new look, more energy, and greater special effects. Fast forward to early 2005, and in the run-up to the show's return, the BBC ran short trailers teasing the danger of the new Doctor and showcasing the new companion. Fans were pumped, and Saturday nights would never be the same again. Series 1 of New Who debuted on Saturday, March the 26th, 2005, with an episode named after the companion, simply called Rose, and the adventures began. In total, Eccleston was the Doctor for 13 episodes. He decided to only do the one series of the show, and this first series, in many respects, does feel safe. The BBC were clearly testing the water to see whether Doctor Who had been missed over the last 9 years. Clearly it had, as the viewing figures came in and showed that Doctor Who was still a bankable series. For each of our reviews of the New Who Doctor's tenures, we'll be ranking their top 5 episodes, and also showcasing some of the weakest efforts from each Doctor. There are 1 or 2 stinkers in the mix. Just a quick thing to mention, the 2-parter stories will be featured as one placing in the rankings rather than 2. Let's start right here with our ranking of the 9th Doctor's stories. And straight in at number 5 is the confident episode 3 of the Doctor Who revival, The Unquiet Dead. This is the first contribution to Doctor Who from writer Mark Gatiss, who brings us a creepy, atmospheric episode centring around Christmas Eve in Cardiff, with Simon Callow playing Charles Dickens and Eve Miles, who would later star in Doctor Who spin-off Torchwood as Gwyneth. After a couple of straightforward episodes to kick off the brand new series, this was the first really intriguing one. At number 4, we turn to the emotional episode 8, centering on Rose reuniting with her late father in Father's Day. We have a particularly strong performance here from Billie Piper, and the first appearance in New Who from Sean Dingwall as Rose's father, Pete Tyler. Into the top 3 now, and the third best episode of Series 1, in our opinion, is the series finale, The Parting of the Ways. It's a great send-off for Eccleston's Doctor, as Rose absorbs all the energy from the TARDIS, which the Doctor informs her nobody should ever do, let alone a human, and the Doctor essentially sacrifices himself to save his companion. The regeneration itself is fairly understated, as Eccleston becomes Doctor number 10, David Tennant. In second place is the 2-parter The Empty Child and The Doctor Dances, future showrunner Stephen Moffat's first foray into New Who. Children and adults are roaming the streets of World War II London in 1941, adorned in gas masks, spookily asking, "Are you my mummy?" It's a cracking 2-parter which also introduces us to John Barrowman's charismatic Captain Jack Harkness, and sees Eccleston again on top form as the Doctor, who relishes the fact that he can save people. Usually remarked as the 9th Doctor's number 1 story, there's another that we think tops this one. So in first place is episode 6, Dalek. This is the best episode from Series 1 and one of the best from the whole of New Who since its return in 2005. The Doctor and Rose enter Henry Van Statten's Museum of Alien Antiquities to find part of a Slovene, a Mondasian Cyberman head, and a single Dalek, seemingly the last of its race. Eccleston's Doctor is electric in this fantastic episode, which showcases the Dalek race in a way they've never been presented before or since, simultaneously threatening and hopeless. This is our standout episode from Season 1. Before we go, the award for weakest episode of Series 1 goes to The Long Game, Episode 7. Not even guest star Simon Pegg as one of the villains of the story can save this half-assed, boring mess of an episode. Our other dishonourable mention must go to New Who's first two-parter, Aliens of London and World War III as well, with the farting Slovene holding the world to ransom. So, those are our thoughts on Christopher Eccleston's tenure as the Doctor. This Doctor was brooding, yet enjoyed a good laugh at the quirky monsters, and the catchphrase "fantastic" will forever be associated with this Doctor. Adorned in leather jacket and shirt, this comeback Doctor for the 21st century meant business, and when it came to saving the world and ensuring the safety of his companion, he took on the job with gusto. All in all, a strong start to the Doctor Who revival that was only going to get stronger as the series progressed. Join us next month when we delve into the adventures of the 10th Doctor, the fan favourite David Tennant, and let us know what you think here in the comments. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, and you can drop us an email to send us suggestions for the channel, crawfordclarkcloseup@gmail.com. Until then, thanks for watching, and that's a wrap.